If you want to support the work I'm doing, there's a link in the description to my Subscribe Star. Appreciate that. Okay, so this is form 4, minor chords. Just a recap of what we did with the major chords. We have C, that's a form 1, form 2, form 3, and then form 4. So now we're at form 4, we're going to do the minor chords. So we're just going to start back with our triad. Since a minor chord has a flat 3 instead of a regular 3, what we want is 1 flat 3, 5, and then another 1 at the top. That's going to be moving down to create these 4-note chords, okay? So we're going to get rid of everything that's not a 1, 3, or a 5. So just like we did in the last one, we're going to get rid of, we're going to use, I'm just going to show you a typical form that we use, or that I use all the time. And then you can experiment on your own with these numbers and just come up with some different shapes. Okay, so let's see, get rid of all these things that are not a 1, 3, or 5. Okay, so we have 1, 5, 1, 3, 5. Okay, it's a minor chord, so we got to ditch this 3 and put that over here, so we have a flat 3. Okay, so the spelling of this chord, or the voicing, is 1, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, 1, and basically that's a bar chord. You know, bar all the way across C, just like this, and then you can play it like that. Okay, these two here. So you have 1, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, 1. So there's your minor chord. Okay, now this 1 right here, this is the one that's going to be descending to get our 4-note chord, or add some color, right? So we're gonna keep all these, and we'll start moving this around. Well, before we do that, let's get rid of this 5, because I want to show you another way to play this. Okay, so you have, here's the 5, the flat 3, 1, and 1. So this kind of goes along with the major chord, which is this. So we're going to flat this to the 3rd. Okay? So what we're going for is this. See? So this is the triad. Minor, major 7, minor 7, minor 6. Okay, so let's just go to the minor, major 7. So C minor, major 7. So let's just keep these notes. Just get rid of all this stuff here that we don't need. Let's put that back on here, because we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, we're going to get rid of this 1 because we're doing a major 7. And it's a minor chord, so we got to take this 3 and move it down a half step. Okay, I know this seems like overkill going through all these individually, but hopefully you're getting the idea. Hopefully it helps. Okay, so the voicing is 1, 7, flat 3, 5, 1. Okay? So this is what we end up with. So we got 5, flat 3, 7, 1. So that's the triad chord, and then C minor major 7, or C minor natural 7, okay? Now we're going to do this, the minor 7. C minor 7. So we want 1, 3, 5, flat 7. So let's get rid of all these notes that we don't need. Okay, all right, we want this 7 to be flat. We're going to move that down a half step. And then we also want, it's a minor chord, so we got to flat this 3rd. So now we have, the voicing is 1, flat 7, flat 3, 5, 1, okay? So now, I will say that high 1, this one right here, it's kind of hard to grab without, let's just get rid of this 1. because this is going to be a little easier to play. So you can either play this chord like this. Here's your 5, or 5, flat 3, flat 7, 1. You could play it like that, or you could take your third finger and bar it, and then the middle finger right here. So you have, whoops. So you have this progression. And by the way, this progression is only just to show you, it's a way to remember these different chords. You're not always going to play this progression. You're going to be using these chords in different applications. So okay, so we're at C minor 7. Okay, now the next note is going to be moving down to the minor to 6. So now we're going to do a C minor 6. So we're going to get rid of everything we don't need here, just like we did before. And you'll notice that you'll see other 7s and 6s and other notes in here. Again, experiment on your own to try and figure out some different shapes. Okay, so now this is a major chord here, but we want a minor, so we're going to flat that third. And this is what the voicing of this chord is: 1, 6, flat 3, 5, 1. Now you might be able to grab that 1 with this chord. So if you let's get the basic chord first with 5, flat 3, 6, and 1. Okay, and see, so I can hit that top 1 with this chord pretty easy. So you have this progression. Okay, now I'm just going to do a real quick recap. So here's form 1, and here's form 2, and here's form 3. Okay, so this one, okay, this is one I don't use very often. Okay, so I cheated a little bit there. I left a note out. So I left this 1 out. Okay, here we go. I don't really use this one very often, so. And that's form 4, okay? Now we're gonna try and do a C minor. So that'd be our 1, flat 3, 5, and then major 9. So we want a major 7 and then add a 9. So the triad, major 7, and then a 9. So let's just see what we end up with here. Okay, so let's just change these extensions so we see 9s instead of 2s up there. Okay, so we want a C minor. I can already tell probably the best one to use because we have a 9 and a 3 on the same string. So let's get rid of this. I'm going to keep this 5 for now. We'll use this as our minor. We'll get rid of that. We don't need this 6. We don't need this. Oh, we do need this. Okay, we're going to get rid of this 1 because we want a minor with a minor natural 7, C minor natural 7 or major 7, and then we're going to add the 9. So we might have to ditch this 5, but we'll see. I think we're going to use this 9 up here instead because we need to take this 3 and make it a minor chord, so it's a flat 3. And okay, I got to change the extension here, so bear with me a second here. I got to turn it back into the lower one, so it's a flat 3. So let's get rid of this 4. Get rid of the 6. Okay, now get rid of the 7 and that 1 because we'll use this 2 right here. Remember, 2 is same, 9 is the same as a 2. So how does this work? Okay, so we have 1, 5. 7, flat 3, 5, 2. Well, let's try that. How does that work? Okay, so we have, here's the 9, So here's the 5, the flat 3, 7, 5, and the 1. So we're going to have to bar across here to grab this. So this is what we end up with. I would use that chord. As a matter of fact, I have used that chord. Okay, so I think probably the way that I did it is like this. Because I use my thumb a lot to grab notes on the E string. And so let's do this again. Okay, 9, here's the 5, flat 3, 7, 5, and here's the 1. Okay. All right, so that's it for the Form 4 minor chords. Hope you got something out of this. Hope you're catching on. Thanks for watching, and if you would like to support the work I'm doing, there's a link to my Subscribe Star in the description. So the next one we're going to do, the last form is going to be Form 5, and that'll be the major chords in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.